Hello, welcome to Audibot YouTube channel. Myself Rahman Krishnan. So today we are going to learn about Merge Datatable and Join Datatable activities in UiPath. So these two activities are a little bit confusing if you need to work or if you need to use these in your project. Okay, so it's better to understand what are the purpose of these activities and how it is different from each other. Okay, so for that I have already created a project named merge_join_datatable. And I have created 3 data tables. Okay, so the first data table is having ID and name as the column name, and it is having few ID details and few names. Okay, and in data table 2 we have the same, like a few IDs are there and few names are there. Okay, and in data table 3 we have ID and job. Okay, here we don't have the name column, but instead of that we have the job column. Okay, and few IDs are available. Okay, so click on OK, and before going to these activities, let me show you these activities first in the activity panel. Okay, so merge data table. Let me hover on top of this. So it helps to merge the specified data table with the current data table, indicating whether to preserve changes and how to handle missing schema in the current data table. So it means it helps to merge two data tables. Okay, suppose if I have data table 1 and data table 2, I can merge these two data tables. Okay, so it depends on like to which data table I need to append the data. Maybe I can provide data table 2 as a destination, or I can provide data table 1 as a destination. Okay, it's totally depend on how you want to merge it. Okay, so if you merge the data, the one important thing that you need to consider is whichever the source that you are going to append on top of the output data table, that will come at the bottom. Okay, so first it will preserve the, suppose if you are going to append data table 2 to data table 1 means first data table 1 data will be there and it will write or it will append the data of data table 2. Okay, so we are going to check all these things in today's demo, and let me go to join data table. Okay, so it helps to combine rows from two data tables by using values common to each other according to a join rule. Okay, so by the definition itself, you can understand both these activities are different. Okay, so merge data table will help to merge two data tables without any condition, right? But join data table, it helps to merge the rows or combine the rows based on some rules. Join rules you need to provide. Based on that, it is going to combine the rows based on the similar columns into data table. Okay, so I already opened the UiPath docs for both these activities. So merge data table, it will be inside UiPath.core.activities.merge data table package, and for join data table also it will be there inside UiPath.core.activities. Okay, and the package activity name is join data table. And here for this join data table, we need to provide two input data table 1 and data table 2, and there will be one option. Okay, so let me go here, let me drag and drop this activity. Okay, so here it will ask for input, two inputs, data table 1 and data table 2, and the options join type rules. So either we can choose inner or left or full join, and we can either get that to another data table, or we can use either of the data table value here, but it's recommended to create a new data table. Okay, or if you click on this join wizard also, it will ask to provide the data table and the output data table, and here it will ask for the joining condition. Okay, so how you want to join. So if both the tables are having some similar column like ID in both the table means you can provide that ID, and here the operation you can provide. Okay, so suppose if the particular column value should be greater than this column table 2, that you can provide, or those two IDs should be equal, or it should not be equal. So all those conditions you can provide over here. Okay, so that's about join wizard, and you can add multiple conditions as well by clicking on plus symbol. You can add multiple conditions. Okay, so it's mandatory, like you need to provide at least one rule, joining rule in this join activity. And here one thing that you need to keep in mind is join type is having 3 types. Okay, that is inner, left and full. We don't have the right join. Okay, click on OK. Let me go back to document. And here, what is the difference between these three join types? The type of join operation you want to use. Okay, and what do you mean? Keep all rows from data table 1 and data table 2 which meet the join rule. Any rows that do not meet the rule are removed from the resulting table. So it means if you are going to join data table 1 with data table 2, and if you are using inner join, if both the rules are met, those data only will be available in the output data table. Okay. If you are using left, means all the rows from the data table 1 will get preserved, and which all rows from the data table 2 are meeting the rules, those data will get up into the output data table. Okay, null values are inserted into the column for the rows from data table 1 and that don't have a match in the data table 2 rows. And full, keep all rows from data table 1 and data table 2 regardless of whether the join condition is met. Null values are added into the rows from both tables that don't have a match. Okay, if there is no match, it will keep a null value in those fields. Okay, so we can go through all these joins and with a practical demo, and we see what's the difference and how it is providing the output data. And no data table, we need to provide the two data table for doing the merge operation. Okay, source and destination we need to provide, and if you need to keep, or if you need to provide some specific schema action, we can select it over here. Okay, add ignore error, add with the key. Let me go to the merge data table. Okay, so it specifies the action to be taken if there are schema issues when merging the two data tables. It means just consider if you want to merge two data tables. For the first data table you have two columns, and for the second data table you have suppose three columns, right? So that is one schema mismatch, right? So in those kind of condition or situation, you can provide the action. What would be the action that you need to keep? If you are keeping add, means it will add those columns as well, and if you click on ignore, means it will ignore those, and if you keep it as error, means it will throw the exception, and if you keep it as add with key, means it will add those columns with a particular key. Okay, so let me do one thing. So in data table 1 we have ID and name. Okay, in data table 2 also we have ID and name. Data table 3 we have ID and job, right? So let me delete this join data table activity now. I'm going to merge data table 1 dt1, and I'm going to merge data table 2. Okay, which is having both are having the same schema, right? And let me use Excel activity. Okay, I already created one output Excel, output.xls. Okay, then I'm going to write this data table to Excel. So what should be the data table? It should be dt2, and where is the destination? Should be sheet 1. Okay, so that's it. So we are going to merge these two data tables. Okay, which is having ID and name as a column name. Okay, so let me execute it first. Okay, so the execution is completed, and we can see ID and name, and we got the entire data merged to each other. Okay, so even if there is some duplicate also, it will get merged in the output, merged data table activity. Okay, so if you want to check it once, I will do one thing. I will add a K30, another K is there. So let me add that same entry here, a K30. 30 and with K. Okay, let me clear all the data. Let me re-execute. Okay, so here in the output you can see AK30 has repeated. So this is from the first data table and this is from the second data table activity. Sorry, second data table. So that's it. So both these two tables are having the same schema or the same column name, right? So let me do one thing. Let me try to merge it with the data table 3. Okay, so data table 3 is having ID and job. So if needed, we can add one more column. Let me add it like age. Okay, should be an integer. Okay, 30. So it can be like 30, 23, 28, 35. Okay, so that's it. Let me now execute. Okay, so we are going to see how it is going to merge if it is having different schema. So what happened? Nothing. And the key. Okay. So here, what to write? Okay. So this here we need to give dt3. Right. So let me clear this. So here we are going to merge dt1 to dt3 and we need to output dt3 to Excel. Let me execute again. Okay, so here you can see we have merged a data table which is having a different schema, and here what has happened, AD30 an RP developer got appended, and these three columns are from the first table, right? Sorry, from the DT3, and name and these five values are from DT1. So the name got appended over here, and ID in both data table we have ID table, ID column is there. So those values got merged here, and it created a new column named name, and it merged all the details from the DT1. Okay, so this is how it will work if it is having different schema. So let me do one thing. Let me clear this, and let me go to merge data table. Here we have missing schema action. So currently it worked with add, right? So let me go to ignore. Let me try to execute. We'll see what it is going to happen. Okay. So here you can see it ignored the name column, right? It ignored the name column and it merged the columns which are unique in both the data table. So ID is there in both the table. It merged, and in DT3 whatever values are there, it also merged in the output data table. Okay. So let me save it again. We'll try with the error. So if we give error, what is going to happen? Okay, it throws an error. What is the message? Target table data name missing definition for column name. It means we are trying to merge data table 1, right? It is having a column called name, and in data table 3 we don't have a column with a name, so it cannot merge each other as the schema is different. That's why it is throwing that particular error. Okay, so you need to keep in mind what are the different missing schema action that is available in merge data table activity and how it is different. And let me check with add with key. Okay, so add with key. Let me save it. Let me try to execute again. this is same like our add merging. It again got merged with the ID, and it generated a new column called name with the name details. Okay, so I hope you are clear about all these different schema actions. So we understood like how you can merge data table if the schema is different, and if the schema is same, how it is going to merge it, right? So if you are going to merge data table 1 to data table 2 means first the data table 2 values will be there, and after that it will merge the data of data table 1. Okay, so that is how merge data table is working. Let me disable this activity, and instead let me drag and drop join data table. Okay, join data table, go to join user. What should be the data table 1? dt1, here it is dt2, and let me give it like dt3, sorry dt4. Okay, so this is one new output data table. What should be the condition? Okay, so we need to give some particular condition to do the joining, right? So both the tables are having id, right? Let me give it like equal to id, click on OK. So if both the tables are having the similar data, it will write to this particular sheet. Sorry, let me clear this. Let me clear this. Let me re-execute. Okay, sorry. Here we need to write dt4, right? Let me re-execute. Okay, so what happened now? Here in data table 1 we have AK30 Anita K, right? In data table 2 also we have AK30 Anita K, right? And we have used the inner join, and we have provided ID for the joining type, or for the joining condition. So it will try to match this ID. If both are present with the same ID, it will fetch the name detail, and it will write to data table. Sorry, it will write to Excel. So we can see AK30 name Anita Key ID1, and name 1 got generated because both these column names are same, ID and name. So in Excel we cannot give the same column name, right? So it appended with _1 and _1 to create a different column headers. Let me delete this, and instead of inner join, let us try to give left join. Okay, just try to give left join, and we'll see what is going to happen. So left join is nothing but it will try to check for the condition. If the condition meet, it will write that data along with the data table 1. Okay, so whatever table that we are going to open from the left, so the left table data table will be there, and it will write the similar data along with the data table 1. Let me go to Excel. Okay, here you can see it has printed all the data from data table 1, and along with that this condition is met, AK30 with AK30 from data table 3, and it got appended in the join data table activity. So here one thing that you need to keep in mind is, if you are using merge data table, the second data table data will get merged at the bottom, right? But if you are using join data table, the data will get appended at the beside of the first data table. Okay, so hope you are clear about how it is working. And let me clear this. Let me go for full join. We see what is going to happen. Okay, so here you can see there are matching data is there, AK30, so it has printed that data along with that. Then outer join, it has printed all the data from data table 3. Okay, so So it printed all the values from data table 1 and printed all the values from data table 3. But here one condition means, so it has written along with the second row. Okay, so that's the purpose of outer join. And here instead of data table 2, let me go with data table 3. Or here we'll try to use data table 2. Okay, and the join should be inner. And what is data table 2 and data table 3? Here we have AK30 is there, and we have PP50 is there, that is Peter Fuller. And here also we have AK30 is there and PP50 is there, right? Here also PP50 is there. So let us try to join here. Okay, so if we go with the inner join, we can see it has printed or it has write all the relevant details. Okay, so AK30 and the key, and what is the job of that particular employee is her job is RP developer, and what is her age, that is 30. Same like that for name Maria Thomas, client is 28. So just consider if you want to join to data table. So if you have some student application number, okay, so just consider you have two data table. One is having application number, name and the address, and in the second data table you have application number and the mark of some subject or the class in which those students are studying, right? So if you want to consolidate both those data tables to create a particular tracker, what you can do, you can use the join data table and you can use the inner join to meet the requirement. Okay, so inner join is nothing but it will join both the data table based on the condition. If it meet the condition, then only it will write the data in the output data table. Okay, so I hope you got the clear understanding. So if you want to make it unique, what you can do, you can delete this C column, right? So if you delete it, it will give you the proper data, that is ID of and the key is AK30 and what's your job, that is RP developer, what's your age, that is 30. Okay, so I hope you got a clear understanding about how you can use the join data table activity and merge data table activity in UiPath. Okay, so if there is any confusion regarding the usage of these two activities, please do comment in the comment section. We'll try to sort it out and help you to find a solution. Okay, so if you find this video, please like the video, please share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So thanks for watching the video. Bye.